We would like to thank you all for being here. Today we have time to ask questions that current students want answered, such as what do you want in your future? What questions do you have for others about their past and future? We will start with the presentation by fifth-year program students.
Where are we and what are we doing? We are at Stanbridge Academy in the fifth-year program. We are studying, volunteering, learning independent living and job skills, and exploring our community.
Schedule. Every day we have 3 morning classes, including math, chemistry, art, and job skills. And on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we meet for afternoon job and independent skills, volunteer, and community activities.
Activities and skills. Community service, Burlingame Library. We volunteered at the Burlingame Library in September and October. We sorted books for their sale. This way it made it easier for people to find books.
Independent living skills, cooking. We found recipes on the internet. I learned how to double and triple recipe servings. We looked at nutrition labels. We shopped for ingredients safely. We cooked many different things.
Independent living skills, event planning. We learned how to schedule ahead, create an invitation, plan and prepare the food and drinks, and plan party invitation activities. I created an invitation for my 19th birthday party on December 16th.
Job skills, Horse Ranch Center. Horse Ranch, Internet Research Courses. We took a tour and we learned about safety and grooming horses. And we had fun there.
I like that we are exploring different places to volunteer.
The thing I like the most about where I am is that it is familiar.
Advice from me, advocate for yourself. There was an incident at a dance a few years ago, and I had to tell one of the students to give me personal space because he was invading me too close.
Advice to Evan, what to do after leaving high school. Study, eye contact, and budget your money.
There are going to be 3 questions for each panelist. The moderator will be asking the questions. One question will be asked at a time to each panelist. And then we move on to the next question. Panelists will have 1 to 3 minutes to answer each question. If time is allowed at the end, the audience will ask a question. In addition, question 1 is the current update. Where are you living and what are you doing?
My name is Dante Cicchini. I graduated in '06, and I'm currently a chef in San Francisco. I live in San Francisco, and I've been doing that for since I've left here, so about 10 years.
Graduated in 2008. Since then, I've been a teaching aide for physical education, art, handicrafts, a lot of different things. For Stanbridge itself, I still live with my folks down in San Mateo.
In 2013, I'm still living with my family as well. I'm going to Kenyatta College in Redwood City, and I'm studying psychology, and I will be transferring in about a year to Notre Dame in Belmont.
I'm Anthony Gowal-Seppi. I graduated in 2013. I currently taking a break from studying at San Francisco State University, where I'm hopefully planning on majoring in history. But I'm still living with my folks down in Fremont.
I'm currently at football right now. In winter quarter, in the first year, I think the most thing I was in the PPW program, and I'm really enjoying it. I graduated in 2014. And I'm currently living with my mom and my dad because Christmas is community college.
I'm Will, and I'm currently at Skyline College trying to major in kinesiology, but right now I'm kind of focusing on my general education, math, English, all sorts of subjects that I need to in order to graduate. So, and right now I'm still living with my family, of course, too.
What do you like most about work, where you are, and what are you doing?
So being a chef in San Francisco, it's something I kind of came into, something I wasn't planning on doing or ever thought I would be doing, but it's been really fulfilling. It's a very hard life. It's very hard work, but it's very rewarding at the same time. I've been nominated in San Francisco as a Rising Star Chef. One of the top chefs under 30 years old, rated by Zagat, and these are things that I wasn't really, looking for when I started to cook. I just started to cook because I really enjoyed it, and when I think that if you really enjoy something, these sorts of successes kind of come along naturally with it, and it's a wild ride, and yeah, long hours though, I promise, but very rewarding. A lot of good people in the restaurant industry. Yeah. So I was the chef de cuisine for Marlowe Restaurant for almost 5 years. That's south of Market. I was also the opening chef for Park Tavern and the Cavalier, and now I'm working at a smaller restaurant called Play in Hayes Valley, and I have a side project called Wander, and it's a pop-up project that it's a restaurant that allows me to go into and use their space, and I do one very special dinner service once a month there. Yeah, so I think it's good.
Highlights. Where do I even start? I would say I love still being part of the Stanbridge community on a day-to-day basis. Another really important thing to me was when I graduated Stanbridge, I still didn't feel I had all the skills I would need throughout my life, and that might be true for some of you, and it might not be. Either or. I feel Stanbridge has helped me with a lot of that, just actually in a professional position. I was not a very patient or accepting person. But when you work with like 10 and 12-year-olds, it grows on you pretty quickly. You have to. And I just love seeing how Stanbridge has changed since my time as a sixth grader. I think this year we've seen a lot of phenomenal changes, specifically, and I'm really happy just to see everyone, all my alumni friends here. And that's pretty much what I got so far, I guess. To be continued, hopefully.
Psychology is a bit of a slow-going program because, you have to do a lot of schooling. But I'm hoping to get my MFT degree and become a therapist for kids, a lot like at Stanbridge, because I really enjoy working with the population. When I graduated, I was a TA for about a semester for Jay, as I was in senior year for the biology class. And yeah, you remember that. And other than that, I've been doing a lot of writing. I am writing a couple books, fantasy novels, and just, it's been good.
As I said before, I'm currently taking a break from schooling at SF State for the winter session, but I'm going to spring semester, or I take a trade or vocational school, because when I graduated, I actually went to SF State right off the bat, and I was like, oh, I'm in university, I get to find myself, and it's kind of been a bit of a struggle, but there's been a lot of joy and stuff that I managed to find. Not only was I able to attend a university and actually be able to survive it, first in my family. Of course, well, my mom and dad graduated uni, but I also managed to find a job at BJ's that I managed to work for a week as a dishwasher. I had to quit because of schooling. But lately I've been trying to, this is stereotypical and sounds trite, but find myself, just, I'm just making it up as I go along, I suppose. Which is, thanks, man.
And I think I like most about Foothill now is that I was intern last fall quarter, last year, as a community ambassador. And I like how the teachers are so helpful. They make sure all of us succeed. And CAP provides tours and information. So if you might be visiting Foothill, I might be going showing around as an ambassador, as an intern. And that's what I really enjoy about Foothill right now.
So like I said, I'm right now in the Skyline and kind of focusing mostly on my general ed, kind of taking one step at a time. Like, if I try to take like 7 classes there, like I knew that would definitely be a struggle for me. So that's why I kind of every semester I take about maybe 2-3 classes usually, just so I get more help, trying to make sure that the teachers kind of understand me, and then that way it kind of helps me get better and better every step of the way. So even though like community college sometimes is usually 2 years, it's going to kind of take me a little bit longer, so it kind of helps me there. But what I definitely like about Skyline is the teachers there. Like, I try to pick teachers that are like kind of who will help me and will definitely understand me, just like Stanbridge's teachers. Exact same way. So
You just read my professor, right?
sort of like that. So probably. But yeah, definitely.
What challenges have you faced, and what advice do you have to help Stanbridge High School students plan for their future?
When I graduated Stanbridge, I went to a school called Coxwell Poly, and I did that for 1 year, and I wanted to study film. I didn't like it, and I moved back to San Francisco, and I decided to just I wanted to learn how to cook, so and telling my parents this, it was kind of difficult because, I think it's kind of difficult for a parent to hear that their kid wants to go into a kitchen and start washing dishes or peeling potatoes all day. And so that was a challenge telling them, and it continues to be just a challenge. Being a chef is challenging today still. You start at the bottom, and when I say you start at the bottom, I didn't go to culinary school, so you start washing dishes and you start peeling things day in and day out, and it just takes, it's just a lot of work. Another challenge is it's physically exhausting, it's mentally exhausting, but I wouldn't do it if I didn't love it. And I think that if anybody has concerns about finding fulfillment after graduating from Stanbridge, don't continue doing something you don't love. And I know that maybe sounds cliche, and some people will argue that it's difficult to say that and do that this day and age, but I'm a firm believer in it, and I think that whether it's in a kitchen or doing anything else, I think you can be happy, and yeah.
First, I would just say, Doc is absolutely right. You want to follow up on what you want to do. Don't do things you don't go into a career that bores you half to death. Do something you enjoy. And the biggest piece of advice I could offer is to broaden your horizons. Try different things. Do different things. One thing I would say that really helped me here with that as a staff was I worked with both of his ed teachers my first few years. And the thing about that is one of them is very kind of loose and rolls with a lot of things. The other is very plan-oriented, plans everything out, almost to a scary degree. But basically working with one of them in the morning and then the other in the afternoon, I had to be as flexible as possible. I had to plan like crazy with one and roll the punches with the other, and that's not only helped me here develop my own personal style of working with kids, it's also just made me, I think, a better person in general. And the other thing I strongly recommend, if you feel that you need more time here, fifth year program. I cannot stress that enough. I've seen what they do there and how helpful it is to a lot of people. I kind of wish it was there when I graduated, to be totally honest. Missed that, unfortunately. But like I said, broaden those horizons, try things. If you're working in a career, like any career, and there are different paths of that career to take, try all of them. Try at least a couple of them. Maybe the path you thought was going to be the one for you, it isn't. And then you find this other one, and you're like, oh wow, it's so much better for me. Just keep trying new things. Don't let it get stale. That's the one thing you really don't want, because then you just get bored. Even if it's a job you love, you get tired, you get exhausted, so I constantly change it up. Thank you.
What path is right for me is not going to be right for everyone, but I personally chose to go to community college first, which I actually highly recommend because you can choose your own classes, and I'm going to say this right now, ratemyprofessor.com is a godsend, because you have to, you really, when you're in college, it's really important that the professor you get is someone that you can connect with and someone that you feel comfortable with talking to and asking for help. Because unfortunately, help isn't going to come to you in college, so you really have to learn how to self-advocate, which was really difficult for me because I'm always like, oh no, it's fine, I'm just being difficult, it's fine, but you really, they're there to help you, and you really need to kind of realize that and ask for help, because that's what's really going to get you through college. And I think something really important that I've learned is go at your own pace. Like, you really can't meet anyone else's expectations but your own, and you have to kind of have expectations that you can meet and not be disappointed with yourself if you can't necessarily meet all of them. I would recommend, starting off with like a class that you think you might enjoy, because then maybe you'll go somewhere from there and you'll figure out, I really like this, I want to do this, or maybe you'll find out that I really hate this, I really don't want to do this, even though I thought I did. And I think one of the biggest pieces of advice that I've learned, and I think is important to pass on, is that you're not necessarily going to know exactly what you're going to do right off the bat. Some people get degrees and they still have no idea what they're going to do. So what I think is really important is you go at your own pace and you really kind of check in with yourself and think, hey, am I doing okay? And push yourself a little bit, but not beyond your abilities, because you've got to do what's best for you.
So when I first went to SF State, I decided to be a creative writing major. But then I realized that even though I liked writing, it wasn't really like something that clicked with me career-wise. So I decided to go into history. And I started to actually like going into history because, one, I'm a giant history buff, and two, there's actually some sort of job security there in the form of Smithsonian's and other museums. So what I'm trying to say is, life sometimes hands you a piece. Life sometimes makes you go to places that you never knew you were going to go. And you just have to roll with it sometimes. Like, go with the flow. Find yourself with the tools life has given you. And also, for those who are planning on working out on a part-time job, be sure that you find hours that work with you. Because I was closing at DJ's, and let me tell you, that was hell. It was just, yeah. And also, like, stick with it. Even though I only worked for 1 week, it's only because I missed an entire exam at university. And that also plays a role to find out that work for you. Just, do what you love and money will come to you, as my mom says. I'm around here right now.
So Bethel is obviously a much bigger campus than Stanford. There's more students. And I think getting used to that was really tough for me at first, but then now I'm more comfortable about it. And it's easier, so my advice for seniors, for students in the North Half, is work hard, study hard, and eventually you'll get there. And that's my big advice.
Especially like right now, because my future is wanting to be a physical therapy assistant, but I'm not sure yet exactly what. So that's why I kind of like to focus on like my math and English first, because I know those are one of my biggest challenges, especially because it's college, so it's a different story. And definitely rate my professor, because actually I used it too, and it really helped me figure it is really good, isn't it? So it definitely helped me kind of figure out what kind of professor I want that could help me and definitely understand me. And actually, whenever I'm in class, I listen to the professor's lectures and everything, and sometimes I kind of miss a couple things. So what I do sometimes is I ask the professor, hey, do you have any time for office hours? Because they do have a lot of office hours. So I kind of go over there to kind of talk to them, see what I missed and what I can do better. And they really definitely help me a lot. So definitely the teachers there really can help you out as long as you definitely ask them. They're not going to come to you, you have to come to them. And so it definitely really helped me. So definitely talk to the teachers. So yeah, that's really good.
Thanks to all the panelists and Bridges seniors and staff that helped. And for the panelists, we have some gifts.
Seniors, you can look around the room because So the Bridges seniors organized this event. The panelists, you can see we had a nice turnout of alumni. So, and a lot of staff and teachers helped us as well. So many, many thanks to everybody. And panelists get a few little goodie bags with Stanbridge things in it. And we hope that you guys will stick around for a few minutes and maybe ask questions. Thank you, and thank you so much. Can we have another round of applause for our panelists and seniors?
This question is for all the adults. What is the best way to make new friends as an adult?
Clubs. You're going to a place you enjoy, let's say if you have a hobby and you go to the store to buy stuff pertaining to that hobby and you meet people there, that's a great place to make connections too.
Moving on to Ben's statement. If you go somewhere frequently, every day I go to this tabletop gaming store near my house, Game Castle. You're bound to meet other regulars there, and don't be afraid to chat them up. A lot of my new friends are fellow tabletop gaming enthusiasts, modeling enthusiasts. So it's a good place to meet people there. Not borrows. Back for one. Yeah.
Also, if you're a nerd like me, conventions.
Family conventions coming up.
Made 20 friends.
What kind of fun things do you do while you're in college?
Talked to a lot of Stanbridge alumni at Foothill. Like Caitlin, I talked to them. I laugh with them. I just talk to them and get to know them more. It's fun hanging out with Lucas, who I still hang out with. And he's really nice. We share the same classes together. We just talk about what we did on our break. And so it's kind of fun to learn what everybody did on their break and everything like that. And clubs are fun too.
It's flooding. Anyway. Yeah. Most of the things. When I was in my first semester, I did karate. So like every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I would go to a dojo and practice karate with my karate club members. Also, I was also part of an anime club. We did fun things on Friday, like White Elephant karaoke night, League of Legends, a spoopy Halloween party. And also, well, honestly, most of my stuff is done extracurricular out of school, like painting, assembling plastic minis, painting now, playing war games, playing D&D. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Deal with it.
Another alumni who I'm fairly close with, Kenny Barner, also does a lot of clubs. He meets a lot of fun people there, and that's something he actually does in his free time. He hangs out with the people he's met there. So, again, clubs and socializing.
So this question's for Willie. So how do you usually get to this college? Do you walk? Do you get driven, or how do you get to this college?
For me, I just, So for me, I just drive. I can drive, of course, but usually some people do get dropped off by parents. Some people take the bus. Some people take the train. They do all kind of stuff. They do a lot of transportation, but for me, I usually just drive there. So, yeah.
I take BART in Muni, and let me tell you, Muni is never on time.
When you went into college, like the university, by any chance, did you have to go back to public schooling to finish like a year of high school in order to get in?
As long as you have a GPA of 2.5 or better, they will accept you.
Yeah, and pretty much, just get your high school requirements done and you're all good to go. I mean, whether you go to university or community college is really up to you, and whether you think you're ready or not. And either way is fine.
If you moved out, was it hard? What was the hardest part moving out from your parents, or in general, just going to college?
Hardest part when I go to SF State is the commute. It's an hour on BART, and then I have to wait for the shuttle or for the 28. So, also distractions. There's a lot of stuff that you can do in university, and that means an equal amount of distractions that will distract you from working. Take my advice: do not party. Party in moderation. In moderation.
So I didn't go to college, but I can tell you about moving out of the house you grew up in. It's difficult, but it's the sense of, for me, the sense of being independent will really, the drive to make it on your own steam, that helps when you move out of your parents' house and you start to live with roommates or by yourself. You just sort of learn to take care of yourself, and it's challenging in the beginning, but it's everything will be challenging in the beginning. And leaving Stanbridge was very challenging, and it's going to be for everybody, but it's going to be great. It's going to be fun.
There are a variety of schedules that you can choose from: morning classes, afternoon classes, evening classes, online classes, even the once a week 3-hour classes. Which schedule worked for you the best?
Morning.
Afternoon and mornings.
I can't do that.
Nothing about evening, morning and afternoon work for me right now. So I have no classes on Fridays. Yeah, mornings, afternoons work for me. The schedule.
Specifically, a staggered schedule works out also well. Always try to leave at least one day to do homework, or and if you can't afford it, one day to just deflate and sit on your couch. Also, as I cannot stress this enough, find a good professor that works with you. My first English teacher was not good, but my next one, Professor Freeman, he was like, I don't want to say Jesus because that's blasphemy, but he was good. He was a great English teacher. So yeah.
I was definitely more used to mornings, and what I really like about morning classes is that you get everything done early and then have the rest of the day to make decisions, hopefully good decisions, about staggering your work and, fun time, because leisure time is very important in college, I think, because you really need that time to, like Anthony said, to deflate, pretty much. So,
what do you plan on doing at the job? And if you already have one, what do you plan on doing next?
Well, I'm still here. Good goodness. I know next year I'm finally going to go back to CSM. That's my plan. I'm going to try to come back here as a full teacher as opposed to just an aide. So, I mean, it only took me like, what, 8 years? To get started. But again, I just want to say, take your time. Like, pace yourself. Do what works for you, right? Don't go too fast.
Now at Skyline, I'm trying to get my A degree in kinesiology, but my future is to transfer to SF State and get my bachelor's in PTA or physical therapy assistant.
That's a good school.
Yeah. It is, yeah. So I really want to kind of like help people a lot. I'm always kind of that big person who knows how to help people and make sure they kind of, go back to where they were before. So, yeah.
From a history major, I want to specialize in European history, 18th, 19th century. I don't want to go the route of the professor because that takes way too much time and I'm afraid of losing my seat. But either I want to work in a museum or be a historian like the ones on the used to be about history channel. Yeah, that's it.
One thing that, I would like to open up my own restaurant soon. But one thing that I've learned working with other peers and colleagues in my industry is that you have to take your time. I would, 5 years ago, I was telling myself I'm ready to do it, I want to do it now, but I mean, there's just still, now I'm 27 now, I'm still realizing that there's so much for me to learn, and you can't learn too much before doing something like opening up a restaurant. So just take your time and don't try and cut any corners, and don't be afraid to work hard.
What kind of hobbies do you guys have when you're not working or at college?
I am a figure skater, and I also do lots of writing. I'm a huge nerd. I'm just going to put that out there right now. I'm a huge nerd.
I'm a huger nerd than you.
No, I disagree.
You want to go?
We are not going to find out later.
I do a lot of cooking at home, and I ride motorcycles, and I collect records.
I play MMOs, but now most of my time is being taken up by tabletop RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons, actually Star Wars RPGs made by Fantasy Flight Games, and I moved away from 40K because those are way too expensive and the rules aren't worth it. But I also play Matterfall, which is I'm plugging in the best tabletop skirmish game I ever played in a while. Wyatt. It's free advertising.
Okay, one of my hobbies outside of college is by singing still. I'm still a singer. And I'm going to keep that profession for a long time, but I still love singing and reading.
So when I'm not in school, I do a lot of martial arts. I train Kung Fu for like 11 years or something. So I'm like kind of training 6 days a week, but I'm also, at the same time, I'm also an instructor to all my like little kids, all the students and also from kids to adults. So I work 6 days a week and then also at the same time train 6 days a week. So both things is like a hobby, but also a job for me too.
That's awesome, man.
I just do competitive gaming with a few people I know. They remind me I'll never be pro because they crush me every single time.
Are you MOG?
I read on my off time. A few people I've worked with years ago, I meet up with them and I see a movie or so every once a week. Other than that, not much, to be honest.